Alrighty. Give me just a couple of seconds to make sure everything's working okay. Alrighty. And to turn down the volume on Firefox, because I don't want to hear myself. A couple of seconds to make sure everything's working okay. Alrighty, if I've got anybody in the channel right now, if I could get you to go ahead and pop up something in the chat just so I can test that out. This is the first time I'm doing this. I know there's going to be a little bit of a delay. So basically, last August, well, early September, Quartz and I decided to hop into Minecraft, and we were going to try and put together Nibelheim Village. It took us about 3 days to finish. We did the entire village and Shinra Manor. That was an entire day's work in and of itself. And then we did Mount Nibel and the reactor up at the top. And I really wanted to get video footage of it. But I tried to get a screen capture, download a free screen capture program, and it messed up the computer, so I decided, no, heck with that. And then just recently, I don't know what it was that made me think of this, but I decided to check out Twitch and see, because I knew that a recent update Minecraft added automatic Twitch broadcasting. You could just hit a button and it would start broadcasting. So I figured that this would be a great way for me to start trying that out. And one more time, because I'm sure people are still coming in, if I could get you to pop something in the chat just so that I can test how that works real quick. Because supposedly it comes right into the game right here. But as you can see, we started with basically burning the forest down to clear some space. It was a much larger forest. And we dug straight into this mountain here, because there was another mountain just behind there that we wanted to use. Well, let's go take a look. And Minecraft isn't something, I mean, Minecraft is basically my, you know, killing time, trying to relax kind of thing. So if I do something like this regularly, it's not going to be Minecraft every time. This is pretty much more of a test to see if my computer can handle streaming, and maybe do some Final Fantasy XIV eventually. But here we are at the gates. Welcome to Nibelheim. I want to go ahead and run you guys through ground level. I'll give you a couple of aerial shots too. And if you want to pull up screenshots of the game while we're running, you are more than welcome to do so. We did take some artistic license with some of it, but it is accurate. That is what we did when we were building. We had screenshots up the whole time, so please double check our accuracy. I see I've got a couple of viewers in there. If you're watching, if I could get you to type in the chat real quick, I am trying to test out. It's supposed to show up on Minecraft here. So this is the city gates. Welcome to Nibelheim. We've got the shop and the inn on your left, Shinra Manor to your right. You can see it up over the hill there. I guess we'll start here. This is the inn. Proportions were a little funny because some of the buildings are larger on the outside than they are on the inside. Some of them are larger on the inside than they are on the outside. Shinra Manor was definitely our biggest problem. Basically what we did, we spent the first hour leveling out this area, and then we laid out foundations for each of the buildings and divvied them up. And I worked on the inn over here. You see we go upstairs, there's the hallway. Windows, there's a couple of rooms here. Heading back down the stairs. That's the inn. If you give me just a second, I'm going to check the stream page and see. Nope, I don't have anybody in the chat yet. Okay. Alright, so across the way here, I don't know if any of you remember, but this is kind of a house in the corner. There was a truck sitting against the wall here. You don't actually ever see the front of this house or the inside. So this is definitely one of those we took a lot of creative license with. See, there's a little reading corner. Head upstairs. A nice bedroom. A nice front porch. You can see the inn across the way. Now this was built using the DokuCraft texture pack. At the time, for whatever reason, my computer was not running it, so I actually built it in the default texture pack, but it was designed for DokuCraft. Another little house over here in the corner. Rushed furnishing, I will admit. At this point, we kind of looped around, and by the time we got to this side, we were pretty much wanting to get going on the mansion. And if you're coming in late and you missed any of it, I will be posting the finished video on YouTube eventually. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. This is the house with the upstairs. It had the two little kids. Couple of furnaces. The well in the center of town. And it's daytime right now. Let's check out the shop over here. You've got your sales counter. crates, boxes, chests, forge. You see the mansion over the hill there. Here's Cloud's house, where he lives with his mom. Let's see if I can get the right angle on it. There we are. It's getting dark out. Let's hop over to Tifa's. Here's the front room. Into the kitchen. And we'll head upstairs. First bedroom. And here's Tifa's room. Finally, I got something in the chat. You see the desk here, bookcase in the corner, bed, and a piano. And here is the map of Nibelheim. You can see the village and the mansion and the mountain with the bridge, and there's the reactor right up at the top. Alrighty. There's a little bit of a delay. Unfortunately, while it is live, it's several seconds behind. Here is the well at night. And on the actual texture pack, the sky looks a lot closer to the way it does in the game. Unfortunately, mine seems to be broken. The sky and like when the windows touch, like when the glass touches, it's supposed to make a big window pane, but it doesn't for whatever reason. Alright, and there you have it. Nibelheim Village. And if you missed anything at the beginning, once again, I'll be putting this on YouTube afterwards. Alright. Now, the main event, Shinra Manor. And I'm going to go ahead and show this at night because it makes it a lot more creepy. This, we finished on Nibelheim after the first day and started laying out the foundation for the manor, but it took us pretty much an entire night's worth of work to do the rest of it. And once again, this is one of those instances where the building itself is a lot smaller on the outside in the game than it is on the inside. So we had to make it huge in order to fit all of the rooms properly. It took a lot of time, a lot of planning. It was mildly frustrating, but in the end, I think what we ended up with was pretty darn good. Alright, let's take a look inside. Front room. One of those creative license things, we put the Shinra logo in the back window pane, or about as close as we could get. Front room, lots of storage, lots of cobwebs. Other front room. I wanted to put a book or a letter or something on the floor, but unfortunately those are not placeable objects, so you just have to use your imagination. There's a letter on the floor. We're going to cover the downstairs first, and then we'll head upstairs. Down this hallway. And here we have the sitting room. The grand piano. Down the back hallway, which opens up into the front room again here. Back storage area. And we would go through here, but there's a bookcase blocking the door. The mansion has been left abandoned for many years. We skirt around the staircase here. Here's the door. The room with the bookcase. And even with as big as we made the mansion, we still ran out of space. This is supposed to be another room, but we didn't have the space to put it there. And still fit everything else in. You can tell it's a little cramped here. But we did the best we could. And here's the moon setting. So let's head upstairs. Now I've just got to say that large sweeping grand spiral staircases are very, very difficult to build. You can see the reactor from here. All the way up on top of the mountain. Let's go this way first. We have here a bedroom. And over here, a reading room. This is the safe. Can't really tell, and I'm guessing it's because we're in creative mode, but this is actually a locked chest. Sun coming up. And the greenhouse. And a little something that we added in here. If you climb up here, you can hop across here. And there's a little front area. And there's Nibelheim. Nice little hidden passageway there. Can everybody hear me okay? Alright, we're going to head down this way. Little back room. The desk. And then this is what I'm sure you're all dying to see. As much effort as we put into the entire mansion, I think we put just as much into the basement. It's a little hidden lever in the wall, and here we are. Endless spiral staircase of doom. You can see this is actually ground level. And we were very careful to make sure that the basement did not extend past the end of the mansion. Hence why this is not nearly as long as you probably remember it. And I decked this out as creepy as I possibly could. But this is the crypt. Where Vincent stays. Hello, Vincent. Yeah, that's creepy. And here is the lab. Examination table. Mako tanks. Library. Dark and creepy. See if I need to speak up, maybe just bring my mic closer. See if that's any better. The majority of the laboratory, with the exception of the library, obviously, is lit by redstone torches and the glow of the Mako tanks themselves. We wanted to add that kind of a doomy sort of feel to it. Lock myself in here. Oh no! Unfortunately, once you lock yourself in, you really can't get out. But they both open the same way. Glowstone, etc. Lots of switches and buttons that don't actually do anything. This was actually built before they came out with the colored panes, so this was originally just clear glass. And then we had loaded in at a later date and realized that they had added stuff like colored glass, stained glass, and so we came back and redid it. Once again, this looks better on the actual texture pack. Mine's broken, so on the actual texture pack you don't have quite so many frames on the glass. Alright. Let's head back upstairs. And should you ever get locked in here, we added an emergency lever on the other side. Make sure we close it up. And that's Shinra Manor. So next we'll take you guys up on the mountain so we can get a look at that reactor, which once again you can see from here, right up there on the top of the hill. The reactor was probably the absolute hardest part to get right, because from the outside it's not very big, but on the inside it is absolutely massive. So we had to take a lot of creative license with it. Good, good. Wow, there's a lot of delay on this. So if you guys like ask questions or whatever and I don't answer right away, it's because I don't actually see it. Alright, so let's head out on the trail. This took, the trail itself didn't take long. It was basically carving out a path and carving out a ravine and adding the steps, and that was it. The steps we added basically just to make things easier for us to find. You can see it goes all the way up. Up, up. It's nice and snowy up here. This was the main reason we chose this location for Nibelheim, because there was a nice big mountain here. Lots of snow, lots of stone. We figured that would make the easiest mountain path. You can see there's the reactor up on the highest point. And this is the ravine that it took us probably about 20-30 minutes and a lot of TNT to blow out. And here's the bridge. A long way down. And for anybody who's wondering, yes, there is an alternate route should the bridge go out, which I'm not going to show you because we don't have a separate save file. We want to eventually have a separate save file so we can blow out the bridge, burn down the town, but we have not actually done that yet. So if we just backtrack a little bit here, and I believe I always have the hardest time finding it, but it's down here somewhere. It's probably a little farther than it needs to be. But if you go off the beaten path and head just down a bit. Yep, there it is. No, that's not it. Sorry guys, as you can tell I'm not an actual mountain guide. There we are. It's a tiny little hole in the mountain. This did get carved out to some extent. Most of it was already there. But we kind of directed it. a couple different entrances and exits. Here's the Mako fountain. And once again, for creative license sake, I found this little cave system that went back this way. I think this is the right one. Nope, incorrect. There's another cave system somewhere, and I actually put a larger Mako fountain in it. So there's actually a couple in here. But it has been a very long time since I was in here, so I don't actually remember where it is, unfortunately. Round we come. And as you can see, this puts us out right by the reactor. Right on the other side of the bridge. And now let's go take a look inside Shinra's best kept secret. Let me in. Once again, much smaller on the inside than it probably should be, and much, much larger on the outside than it ought to be. But here we are. These are the Mako pods. We specifically did not put any lighting in here besides the glowstone because we wanted it to be as creepy as possible. And here we are. Genova's not home today, as you can see. But this is the housing unit. Very dramatic. And there you have it. Nibelheim Village, Shinra Manor, and the reactor. Like I said, this took us about 3 days worth of work. Lots of time, lots of effort, lots of screenshots. Lots of creative license. And my brother actually helped me map it out for the map in Tifa's room. So that is accurate to what we built. Alrighty. Well, I think that's gonna about do it for today. Like I said, this is kind of a test to see how This is kind of a test to see how I do with streaming, how my computer does with streaming. Minecraft isn't something I do a heck of a lot of on a regular basis. I would actually like to start streaming some Final Fantasy XIV. But there is one other project we actually have on this world, and that is Balam Garden. It's not finished at the moment, but we've done a lot of work on it. We've worked on it for about 3 or 4 days. The only thing I think that's missing right now is the outer hull, and what else? I think that's just about it. The outer hull is just the only thing that's missing. All the modules are finished. Oh, and the upstairs, the second story, all the classrooms. It's a huge undertaking. It will get finished eventually, I hope. But I'm not going to be around next Saturday. But if you guys want to pop back in again in 2 weeks, I can showcase that if you're interested. And by then I should have stuff worked out for Final Fantasy XIV as well, if you were interested in seeing a little bit of that. Maybe my raid group will let me start recording our runs, because we have a stupid amount of fun. And I just think that'd be a lot of fun to share with other people. If you missed any of this, like I said, I'll be putting it up on YouTube. Just let me know. I'll post a link on Facebook or Twitter, and you can have a look. And like I said, I'm actually going to be in Mississippi next Saturday. But the week after that, I don't think I've got anything going on, so I can showcase Balam Garden for you guys and see how this works. But thanks for coming and hanging out with me, all 3 of you. And I guess I'll see you later. Thanks, guys.